What started as a mere website with more than few blogs, articles, and suggestions is now an app with 2,000 registrations and conducted more than 30 webinars with renowned people and has lakhs of articles in it. All of this is just in a span of a year.
EdGroom has been more than just an educational app. It has been a pillar of guidance and a fountain of information about every possible educational topic. From the information about the best engineering colleges, medical colleges, or law colleges in your area, to the important topics to cover for the preparation of NEET and JEE, you can find everything.
The EdRoom has created a safe space for students and also a user-friendly app in which students could post any question and get it clarified. After every webinar, students, teachers and also parents would get an extra piece of information added to their knowledge with some more clarity. Over a past year, the EdRoom has conducted over 30 webinars with renowned people like Lakshmi Narayan Garu and Rakesh Sharma sir and so on. All these people shared their experiences with the future generation, so it's definitely a thing not to miss.
Right now, EdRoom has nearly 15 dedicated people working in technical and non-technical aspects to improve the app and its user experience. Venkatesh sir has always been the binding force for all these efforts and developments to come true. EdRoom is paving its way with new features like Rank Predictor to make it easy for the interpass students to check which engineering college they might end up in, and many other features are yet to come. We are proud to be a part of EdRoom and I assure you that you will be too. Thank you.
Yes, friends, you all know that computer science evolved from mathematics, electrical engineering and electronics and statistics. Early 90s, computer science became a core branch until 2000. And thanks to the internet and thanks to the researchers, today we are having various strong in basic fundamental subjects in computer science, and you can choose any one of these specializations as electives. So most of the universities and colleges offer these specializations as an electives, but AICTE has given a choice to the universities and institutes to offer
Success is not final, failure is not fatal, but it is the courage that counts. Hi, I'm Yogita of SS Junior College of batch 2020 to 2022. The backbone of success is just pure determination, dedication, hard work and planning, and all this is possible because of EdGroom. I was first introduced to this platform by Venkatesh sir, and all thanks to him. Its main motive is to excite people who are confused with their choices such as MPC or BPC, doctor or engineer, civil engineering or computer engineering, and the list goes on. There were a lot of fun things to do on EdGroom too. Like I have taken part in a debate competition, Clash of Minds. It was an immense pleasure for me to take part in such a big event because it was my first time participating and first time winning too. This site has taken my interest towards a different direction in speaking, and it has boosted confidence in my speaking skills and educational career too. And I thank all the people who are involved in the development of such a platform for students like this. Not only students, but it contains a lot of information for a lot of people. And finally, I would like to thank Venkatesh sir for giving me this opportunity to speak on this prestigious event of EdGroom celebrating its 1-year anniversary. Finally, I would like to end with a quote. Dream does not become reality with magic, but it's a matter of pure hard work and right guidance. Thank you.
Good evening team EdGroom and respected Chief Guest Dr. Jayaprakash Narayana sir and Guest of Honor Dr. P. Somaraju sir. Firstly, I would like to congratulate EdGroom team for completing 1 year successfully. A year ago, when Venkatesh sir shared his idea about EdGroom, we as students felt very happy as this platform provides lots and lots of information about various things involved in education. And also through EdForum, we students and parents as well can post their questions or doubts which would be answered by the experts working out there. They give us better advice, and this is one of the best feature EdGroom has. And also EdBlog keeps us updated about the various exams which are being conducted all over India, and also it provides much and more information to the aspiring engineering students about the branches what they're particularly interested in. It also provides information about the various educational institutions. EdGroom not only helps and guides the plus 2 and undergraduate students, but also it guides the parents and helps the students of class 10 in choosing the stream for plus 1 and plus 2. EdGroom conducted lots of webinars on career talks which had got huge response from parents and students as well. Recently, EdGroom had come up with EAMCET and JEE 2022 college predictors which would be helpful for the aspirants. Finally, I would like to conclude by sharing my experience with EdGroom. When I was in a confusion to choose my college and branch, I posted my doubt in EdForum and I had got an immediate response from Vishwanath sir by helping me out with this. I thank EdGroom team and also I wish all success and thank you for giving me my experience. Thank you.
Hi, this is Likith, currently pursuing BTech in KL University, Vijayawada. I am very glad to say that I am the fruit of an EdGroom tree. During my class 11, I was very confused about choosing my career. Then I approached my physics sir, Mr. Venkatesh Pannu. Later, I got to know that he started a platform for students who are in dilemma to choose their career. I participated in each and every webinar conducted by the team. Then after 2 years of my inter, I got much clarity on my career. Even I got good percentile in mains, I couldn't get into NIT with good branch. Although I got a merit seat in the best private university in AP using this mains percentile. EdGroom helped me in each and every aspect of my career choosing. The best tool I liked in EdGroom is EdForum, where I used to post my doubts and questions related to the career choosing. I used to get instant replies from the professionals, and that helped me a lot. So finally, I thank EdGroom for taking a great initiative to show right path to our career. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Satyaprasad Kankala, PGT Mathematics from Navy Children's School, Visakhapatnam. I would like to express my hearty congratulations to EdRoom for completing 1 year of its successful journey. It has touched its first milestone by reaching its services to more than 75,000 students. It has guided more than 2,000 students through EdForum, and the best part is it has conducted around 30 webinars through eminent resource persons in various domains. EdRoom is moving ahead in the journey of success with a great objective of giving a one-stop solution by grooming a right path through guiding the students in choosing a right career. It has a connect to the students, parents, teachers, entrepreneurs through its various verticals like EdBlog created by experts from the versatile fields, EdBytes containing various articles which deals with career options, entrance exams, strategic plans sourced from various educational news portals. EdForum, where the questions posed by students or parents related to career are answered, and EdWebinars that are conducted on various opportunities, latest trends in education by eminent resource persons. Apart from this, it also provides a personalized career guidance to the students of grade 8 to 12. It has provided ample information regarding the local colleges, institutions and coaching centers. Once again, I wish all the team members of EdRoom a happy anniversary. Looking forward for EdRoom to cross more milestones in its journey of success. Jai Hind.
Ready to take your English skills to the next level? Well, get ready to meet your new virtual language partner, ChatGPT.
Yeah, good evening all. Hello Pavitra, how are you?
Hello, sir. I'm good. How are you?
Fine. Thanks a lot for accepting our invitation to educate the students in Vizag and not in Vizag, in Andhra Pradesh. Definitely, it is one of the topic everybody looking for. It is the most sought after career, I can say. But I have zero knowledge in machine learning because I'm a physics teacher basically, and I hope you are going to inspire these young ones what to be the best in this domain. We'll short in just 5 minutes, Pavitra. I'll just share my screen.
Sure.
And we have collected some questions from various students and we prepared a PPT and we'll show one by one question. Please answer them. And once you complete, you can just next I'll skip on. Okay.
Got it. Sure.
Right. So let me just take another 5 minutes. I'll share what exactly EdGroom is all about because many students have joined today and you also new to our platform. Let me take my time to just present myself what exactly EdGroom is all about. So I think guys, you can see my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, good evening, all the students, teachers, and parents also. Some of the parents also watch our webinars. Thank you all for joining today's session. Today we have a very special guest, a speaker, I can say, all the way from Bangalore, right? So this is a very experienced, person in the field of machine learning is all about, and definitely you all going to enjoy this session today. Once again, welcome you all to this wonderful session on this machine learning. Before that, let me tell you what exactly EdRoom is all about, and then we'll move on to the next one. So what exactly EdRoom is all about? EdRoom is a social platform which provides personalized information to the students, parents to make better decisions. And what we provide, as I said, we provide career guidance for all the students from 8th class to undergraduation. And who can join EdRoom? This is an important question. Why actually students need career guidance? We all know that the decision that we make after our 12th class or after graduation make a lot of impact on our outcomes in the latter stage of life. So definitely one should have a proper judgment about what they're going to choose and what they're going to study, where they want to live. In research, I came to know that even the city that you wanted to live, if you decide early, that also going to make a lot of difference. So planning is an important aspect of everybody's career. So why students need career guidance, or why need some expert guidance? Now we know that there are plenty of courses available. In engineering itself, look at, there are more than 120 branches of engineering. So if the question is, which branch is the best? So I'm not the right person to talk. So definitely you need experts to answer that question. So like that, there are so many career opportunities available. And remember, all the careers are not suitable for all the people. Everybody has their own set of qualities, a set of specializations, and we are what called as, suitable for a particular what called as course. So it is very, very important that you need to identify what exactly suits your ideas, what exactly suits your interests. And that is one important aspect. If something is good means it doesn't mean that it is good for everyone. Before you take any decision, you should question yourself. Am I suitable for that profession? That is very, very important. For example, a girl is scared of blood. Can she become a doctor? A person suffering with a backache, can he become a software professional? Because you need to sit on the computer, in front of the computer for hours together. So you need to have the physical parameters also will matter. At the same time, your mental skills also very, very important in choosing any skill. So I request the student, please do some research before you take any decision. Yeah, everybody is saying engineering is very good, computer science is super, and machine learning is super. Okay, but do I have that skills? What exactly this machine learning requires? What exactly, if I want to become a data scientist, what are the qualities I should develop? In the last session, when we spoke to Aditya, when we conducted a webinar, he said, what are the qualities one should have to become a data scientist? So this information from the experts will help all the students to take better decisions. So definitely students, please be part of this wonderful platform, explore information related to your interests, and then take a decision. Then why parents need guidance? Because parents are the one who also take what called as some decisions related to their kids, and lack of knowledge sometimes will put us in stress. Most of the parent doesn't know what are the opportunities available, and they may send their kids to popular courses which they may not be interested. As a teacher, I've seen lot of students saying when they join MT, they say, sir, actually I'm not interested in MPC. I thought of joining BIPC. My parent forcefully joined me in MPC group. So this actually make a lot of difference in students' outcomes. So dear parents, please do some research, sit with your kids, ask them what their interests are, and try to get some expert guidance. And you can post all your questions also in EdRoom. Definitely, we are going to provide the expert guidance, and you can take a better decision. Then very, very important, why teachers need career guidance. Lot of students depends on the teachers' advices. The first thing they ask the teachers is what are popular courses and which career is suitable for me. So as a teacher, it is our responsibility to update our knowledge. A lot of new exams are conducted in India itself. There are more than 100 engineering entrance exams. So we should be aware of at least few of the popular engineering entrance exams. What is the model paper, how they are conducting, when they are conducting. So definitely as a teacher, it is our responsibility to update our knowledge. As we are updating our subject knowledge, we should update even this gender information also, so that we can guide the teachers. For example, all the teachers who are working in engineering colleges, definitely they should know what's happening in the industry. Then only they can guide the students into a better future. So definitely teachers also require a lot of information, lot of guidance. Definitely it is going to help you. And to it's a very good news. We are building a completely new platform. The platform that you're looking at is the an existing one. We are converting into a new platform. Maybe in a couple of months, you all can be a part of this wonderful platform. And it is, remember, it India's first educational community where a student, teachers, parents, and institutions will help each other. They collaborate each other. The learning happens in a better way when we collaborate with people. So you can meet your favorite teacher. A teacher can meet their favorite students. Our whole student. It is going to be a wonderful platform. And just stay with us for another 2 months. So you will be a part of this wonderful new initiative. And definitely it is going to help a lot of students and parents. To help the students, we have developed some tools. We call the first one as EdNews, where as of today, we have 294,000 articles. Just go to our EdNews section, please put whatever the word you want, and you will see amazing results. And all the information is available for the students, and you can read some articles, you can save articles, and I mean, whatever you want, you that definitely spend some time on those articles. The next tool that we have developed is EdForum. It's a wonderful place where you can put all your questions. And remember that your questions will be answered by the experts or the students who have the knowledge. For example, somebody asked how many engineering colleges in Vizag offer BTech in computer engineering. This was answered by Chaitanya. He done his BTech from Gayatri Vidyapashad Vizag and MTech from IIT Delhi. So he answered a lot of questions. So all the questions related to chemistry he is going to answer. So like this, we have some experts. They are going to answer your questions. Please feel to drop your questions. And this is a wonderful place. You see all the curated content. So far, we have published more than 80 blogs written by all the experts. We have wonderful blogs written by the expert community. Please feel free to read these articles whenever you have time. And definitely, they're not only going to increase your knowledge, and it also gives you a lot of confidence. We have shared some success stories too. And so far, we have conducted 43 webinars. You can see the people on the screen. Lot of success stories we have shared. Lot of webinars conducted on JEE Mains exam, NEET exam. Now we are conducting the wonderful webinars on machine learning. And then we have this webinar last time we conducted on data science. So definitely a lot of webinars are coming on the coming weeks. All those going to help the students a lot. And as of today, this is what we stand. We started at Room 1 year back. So far, we have 2,000 registered users, and our website was visited by more than 1.5 lakh students in the last 1 year, and an average 250,000 students are using a website every week. Maybe we are very hopeful that it will go to 10,000 or 15,000 a week when the new platform comes. And as I said, we have 294,000 articles are there, which are very, very useful to the students. And even we have a YouTube channel. I said we have 43 webinars. All the list of webinars, you can just check in our YouTube channel. You can see all the webinars and you can watch them whenever you want. And more than 700 subscribers are there for channel. And we have 34,000 views for all the YouTube videos. And the good news, these are the upcoming webinars. These webinars are mainly, we are focusing on UG students like all the people who are joined today. And these are all very, very popular courses or demand courses. So the one is in cloud computing. This is going to be given by the next week on 19th on cloud computing by Dattatreya Reddy Garu. He is an architect, solution architect at Cisco System. Please join this webinar. He is going to tell you all the important things about the cloud computing. You all know that it is also having a lot of opportunities. And very, very important, I have interacted with so many students. They always say that, sir, I want to go into gaming. And recently I've seen gaming industry is having more revenue than all the film industries put together. A lot of money is spent on these games. Definitely, a student, if you're really interested in gaming, definitely please join us on 26th. And this webinar is conducted by an assistant professor, Ankit Bansal Kumar. He is from IIM University from Gurgaon. So definitely it is a very interesting webinar. The two webinars that in row are mainly meant for undergraduate students who are pursuing their engineering in computer science. And this is what I always suggest to the student. Don't follow the crowd, choose a career where you will find happiness and no regret. Definitely, most of the time what happens is we simply follow the crowd. So don't do it. Please identify the career that you have an interest. And if you have the dream, definitely EdGroom is going to show the way. And this is my favorite point. I always suggest to my students, don't follow the follower. If you follow the follower, definitely you are going to regret, because your ideas, your interests are different from your follower. So identify your own path, create your own path. Maybe in the beginning it may be difficult, but one day you'll be proud of your decisions. Please do some research. And in the beginning, when you take a different path, people may laugh at you. People may think that you're crazy, right? Let them think whatever the way you want. But at the end of the day, you are the one who have to live your decision. So don't be afraid to choose a different path than others. And all these services at EdGroom are completely free. Dear students, please go to App Store. You can find our app, download the app, be in touch with us. As I said, in 2 months, so we are going to what called as show your new platform where you can connect with your favorite teachers. All that's going to happen in just 2 months. Please be in touch with us, and definitely you are going to enjoy our platform very soon. Thank you so much. Yeah, these are from my side. Pavitra, it's the time for you. And just give me 2 minutes. I'll introduce you, and definitely these guys are going to have a wonderful session from your side. Students, I promise you, very, very informative session from Pavitra today on machine learning. And before that, we have shared one Google form. As I said, we promise all the participants a certificate. Yes, we are going to send you a certificate to your mail. We have kept one Google form in the chat box. Please fill the chat box. Not immediately, before you leave, you can fill the chat box. Those details we receive from that Google form only will be given a certificate. We'll send you to your mail. And before that, please share your feedback on this webinar. Definitely, guys, your feedback is going to help us a lot. Yeah, let me take a privilege to introduce the today's speaker, Pavitra Solai, Head of the Data Science, Curl HG, India. Pavitra Solai is an entrepreneur and a self-taught AI practitioner who specializes in deep learning and computer vision. In 2014, she co-founded an AI startup, Hint.io, which was acquired by Swiggy in 2019. Currently, she is the head of data science team at Curl HG, an AI startup in the commodity trading space. Thank you so much, Pavitra, for joining us today with a lot of experience. Please, actually, I don't understand what it is deep learning, all this. Please educate us on this. I think in the coming session, you're going to help us all this. Thank you so much, Pavitra.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, let me share your screen, Pavitra. Now you can continue. Yeah, dear students, get ready with your questions. At the end of the session, we have a QA session separately also. Those who have questions, you can ask Pavitra at the end of the session. We are going to give an opportunity to you all, guys. You also can interact with her. This is a wonderful opportunity for you all to interact. So I think, Pavitra, you can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I will share it. Yes. Now you can continue.
Yeah. Actually, what I thought, whatever you said, no, sir, was really good. I wish someone had told me when I was in my 11th and 12th, right? because it was like, my brother was doing engineering, and I also decided to do engineering. But anyway, I was not too keen on becoming a doctor, that I knew. But you said, right, like, don't follow the follower, or, follow your dream. I think it's such a very important advice. It might look like, okay, a sir is saying, but I think that's what I stood out after like what now. I finished I joined engineering almost 15, 16 years, more than that, 17, 18 years back, right? And look back, I think that's a very important advice. But let me also give a quick introduction about myself, right? Because, you should also know, I mean, it's not like I've also struggled as a student. And it's a little difficult to even figure out what you like doing. There's so many things. I mean, back then itself, it was so difficult. I don't know, you guys have, it's like the floodgates have opened, right? Like, it's so many things that you guys can do. So let me just quick introduction about myself too. So I grew up in Chennai, and I studied in Chennai, right? I did my CBSE till 10th, and then 11th and 12th, we had our state board. I went there. For me, it was about, my brother was doing in BITS Pilani, so I thought I also wanted to do that. I did get very good marks, but I think by that time, I got a different course, not a computer science course. So somewhere, I was thinking, no, I think I'll take computer science itself in a college nearby. So I took that, and I think I really liked it too. So no regrets there. But the thing is this, right? It's not like machine learning or data science. All this is very new. We didn't have all this when we were studying computer science back then, right? But interestingly, my fourth year, we'll be doing a project. And in that project is where I did my first data science project, which is an AI project. And it was in Tamil, right? The language is Tamil, right? And it was very interesting because, it is whatever you say and do, right? Indian languages, working with that is even more fun. And then I went on, I got a job in IBM, and then I was in Bangalore. Then I came to Hyderabad for 2 years. I was working in Microsoft. I was still working as a software developer and everything, but somewhere, right, I felt like maybe there's something more I wanted to try. So I tried a different kind of a career role too, wherein I became a design researcher. It was a little bit of a non-tech role, and then I was working in a consulting company, management consulting company. And then I was like, what I miss the most? I thought, okay, I'm someone who likes to work in tech as well as likes to do some non-tech work also, right? So that's where I started my startup, Kint. Starting a startup and doing it was very difficult. It was a whole journey by itself. I think I'm sure as people with Groom itself being a startup, right? I mean, it's all about putting your best foot forward, giving the best, output or the best product out to you guys, right? Like, which is students like you. So I think after that, during that time is when I started learning AI, and my computer science background plus my interest in, AI back then itself kind of helped me. Cool. So let's get started with the questions.
Yes. Okay. So this is the first question we got.
Okay. So the thing is right, what I will also do is, let me also intersperse, like, it shouldn't be like a very, I mean, I can't give you, I can't give you Instagram content. I'm not good at that. But maybe I can make it a little bit more interesting for you guys, right? See, the thing is this, right? Now, suddenly everyone has said, what is this machine learning has come, and then there is programming, etc., right? Let's say, for example, I'm going to give you a very, very simple example, okay? Don't take this and then write it in one of your exams and then quote my name. You'll get 0 marks only. So if you have to learn, properly learn, but just for your understanding, right? Say, for example, okay, what is my favorite dish in, I love all, in Hyderabad, I used to eat a lot, like I love biryani, I love pulusu, right? Okay, let's say your grandma has done a pulusu, right? Sir, correct name only, no? Pulusu only, no, the dishes?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a foodie. So anyhow, so let's say, for example, your grandma used to do pulusu when you were young, right? Suddenly, I don't know, maybe you guys have shifted and, grandma's not close to you. You miss grandma's pulusu, right? Like, you're like, okay, I want to eat grandma's pulusu, but I don't know how to do it. So what you do is you go into the kitchen. Okay. And if you're like me, like, when I started cooking, right, it was all experiments only I was doing. So what you're doing is, okay, fine. First I'll boil some water and then I will put some tamarind in it and boil it. And then I'll go show it to my parents and tell them, is it like pulusu, right? So what happens is you make some pulusu and you're going to go give it to your parents, right? And they are like, hey, you know what? That doesn't taste like grandma's pulusu. This is, you have to add salt to it. You need to add dal in it, or a little bit of gongura, whatever, right? Some other things you have to add. First of all, you have to do tatka and everything. Your mom is giving you and your dad is giving you a lot of, feedback, right? Then you go back to the kitchen, you're trying something else. Then you go back and again tell them. They're like, okay, not bad, but you have not put that powder. Where is the chili powder? You not put chili powder. It's very bland, then you go back, you do something and you again come and give it to your parents, right? They're like, okay, where is salt, right? So what happens here is, it's basically that there is a learning that's happening for you here, right? You started out with nothing. You are like, okay, something I have to do. This is where I have to reach. This is the input I have. This is something I have gone to the kitchen. I have some water, tamarind, chili, dal, some vegetables and all. I have gongura, I have something and all. I have onions, tomato, everything is there. Chili, green chili, everything is there. But then this is my input. But then the output has to be grandma's pulusu, right? Almost close to it. So what you do is you first try something. Then you go get feedback from someone and then you learn, right? So machine learning is something similar. What we're doing is, we have said that let's say, for example, okay, what can I say? Okay, someone has to mimic my voice. Okay, that is the system that you have to develop. So when it comes to it, right, first, I think you will start with some kind of a robo voice. Then that voice will listen to me and then it'll do a lot of mathematical calculations. And then it'll be like, okay, these are things I'm learning. Slowly, every iteration by iteration, every round by round by round. And this, when I'm saying round, right, like this kind of an iteration, it goes on. Like there are like some kind of, the data is humongous. You run for a very, very long time. This could be 20,000 iterations, 1 lakh iterations and everything, right? With a lot of mathematical calculations, you will be able to bring the input close to the output. Okay. So this is your machine learning. So basically understand this. It's like we're taking one state to another state. Okay. And it's very different from traditional programming. You know why? How do you program? Let's say, for example, I'm asking you to write a program for even and odd. Okay. Find whether the number is even or odd. So in this, what you will say, first I will input the number. Okay. Now I'll divide it by 2. Okay. When I divide it by 2, do I get it's called as percentage by 2, which basically, if there is any reminder, right? Like, for example, it's not properly dividing by 2. Then I'll say, okay, fine. I think it's an odd number. No, this is an even number. And for separately for zeros, I will write another one more case. So now here in this case, right, everything is step by step by step. Like first I write this, then I write this, then I write this. There's no iteration here. You get it, right? Machine learning is all about iterations. It's all about bringing the input close to the output. Here in this case, it's about writing rules and logic, right? This is how it should behave. Next, I should behave like this. Next step is this. Okay, I'm going to, let's say, for example, you're going to McDonald's and there, what they're saying is machine learning versus traditional programming. Okay, so there is this person who is maybe a friend or someone who's working there, right? Like, wait 1 minute, I'll go get the burger ready for you. So what will the person do? First step is take 2 buns, right? Then take the patty or something. So third step is get the cheese. Then maybe fourth step is cut the onions, not onions, the tomato, whatever you want to add, right? And then get the mayonnaise or something. Then the fifth step is put everything together, right? Then put one stick there. Then put some French fries, put it in a box, give it to your friend who's waiting at the counter, McDonald's counter. Now imagine a robo has to do this. Means what it will do? First, a robo will be like, okay, we'll keep watching what the friend of yours is doing, right? And slowly it'll keep making mistakes, and then later on it'll learn in the iterations. That is machine learning, right? Cool. Hope this was not a bad
I really like the way you connected the chapel pulsu with this machine learning. Thank you so much, Pavitra. It's a wonderful explanation. Now even the layman like me who is teaching physics also understood what is exactly machine learning is. Please go ahead. Let's go to the next question, Pavitra.
Okay, so this again, right? Like, for example, now there are several different types. Okay, Now, if you go and type this in Google, you'll get like 3 or 4 blogs, right? So let me go in different flavors of it, right? So one is what I was talking about is machine learning, right? Machine learning also includes another smaller component, not a smaller component, but which is what is throwing the world out in a totally different fashion itself, right? Like ChatGPT and everything else that's coming up, if you have heard about it, right? So new things that are coming up. So that's called as deep learning, right? So when you're coming to machine learning, first and foremost, what you have to worry about is your data. That is, the input is your data. Like your kitchen, you go in and then you see all that onion and tomatoes and everything, right? That is what our ingredients are. Data is your ingredient. And then you work on the ingredients and you get some out, right? So when you're working on data, machine learning kind of a thing is like, let's say, for example, I have something like traffic data in Visakhapatnam, okay? Traffic data says like, I have to predict the time that's going to take from this place to another place, maybe to the airport or to the port. I have to go to the port, Visakhapatnam port. How long does it take, right? So further, I will have data. Let's say, for example, an Excel sheet kind of a thing, right? So I'll say from this place I started, then there was a traffic signal here. It took till this time to reach this place. Another place this much time. Then I reach the port. So maybe something like a tabular column kind of a Excel sheet you will get. You will be working on that numbers, right? And then you will have some mathematical models and stuff like that come on. And then you will be like, okay, fine. I've one second. Yeah. So, and then you'll be like, you'll be working on these models and then you get your output, right? You'll predict the time. Okay. If you start from here and you go there, this is the time it'll take. The next thing is deep learning, right? Deep learning is where what is image as a data, right? Like I'm talking to you now, right? This is a video, right? Now in this video, you have to find where my face is, right? You have to find whether I'm wearing specs or not. Or in this video, maybe, what I'm talking, you also want subtitles there. Like, like how we watch English movies, no? Or the way I watch Telugu movies, because my Telugu is a little bit okay only. But if you give me RRR movie and put subtitle, I'm happy. I won't watch it Tamil. I will watch it Telugu only, right? So for me, that subtitle is going to come wherein it translates what I'm saying into English and it's showing you there, right? So this kind of a thing wherein the data is not in your tabular format, like in an Excel sheet or in numbers, right? Like image, text, right? Your, let's say even your, whatever your textbooks or whatever text that you're sending to your friend and all these things, right? All this, and also maybe voice, speech, video, all this kind of a data. There is a different way in which you do ML, more machine learning there, right? And that's where we bring in something called as a deep learning, which is where neural networks come into picture. Okay. So, I'm sorry, is there any question or?
Yeah, let's go to next. Yeah, we have series of questions.
Got it. So, so these are
there?
different types of AML. The other one is reinforcement learning also. I think there's a question on that. Maybe
Yeah,
we'll
we have a list of questions. Yeah.
Okay, how does supervised learning work? So the thing is this, right? Supervised learning basically says that, imagine this, in maths we do, right? X and Y, right? It's like, if I have all this X, I'll tell you which can be the Y is something I can say a supervised learning is, or even let me put it this way. Let's say supervised learning is, I can tell you, or the data that I have right now, I have all the examples of the data and how the data will perform. Meaning to say, for example, let's say something like your same example as Visakhapatnam, you have to reach from one place to another. Okay. So all the data I have, let's say there are some 10 areas in Visakhapatnam that I have taken. And for each area, I've given something like from here to here, there are some 10 points I have to kind of taken. And I said, this is the time that is taken, right? Now, when I'm going to give some other time, let's say, for example, now I'm starting from this place, some other marketplace from here to port, I have to go means, then I know that I've taken all the data that's needed. So I also know the different patterns that are available. And with this, I can create a model and I can do it, right? The next one I think is unsupervised, I guess.
Yeah. So let's go.
Yeah. Next is unsupervised, right? Unsupervised is they only give you the data to you. They're not given the output. All that research that we did, no? That is like, for example, from this time to this place, it is taking so much time. No, I'm not going to give you that, right? I'm just giving you this thing saying that there may be, you have to identify the distance between it, and with some sort of kind of maybe, a model or some sort of another way of maybe clubbing things together, saying, okay, all this area, right? A marketplace may, this from marketplace to port this, maybe 1 hour, maybe with that I can handle this. From another one more area, maybe Visakhapatnam, maybe a little bit outskirts of Visakhapatnam to this side of Visakhapatnam, I know some sort of details. So you within that, right, I can create some patterns. So basically, I imagine it's this way, right? Whether you've got all the patterns that you have got to learn or not. If you don't have the patterns, how are you going to create the patterns by yourself when you're going to learn, right? So maybe, it can also be something like in your images that you all have in your Google, right? In your images, it'll be like, you can also cluster the images saying, okay, these images all look like there are a lot of people in it. Your friends are all there in this image, okay? In these pictures. Then I'm saying, okay, this person looks like, your parents and everything, like this is one. Or maybe inside wherever you've taken, that images will be like kind of clubbed together. So it's like kind of clubbing things together, creating your patterns by yourself, and then also trying to create some sort of a prediction or some sort of a result out of it, right?
So now I think everybody understood what is the difference between supervised and unsupervised learning, right? Guys, anybody has any questions, you can put your hand up, and definitely we will give an option if you have any issue on this. Any student? Yeah. So we'll take separate question answer session at the end of it. Let's go ahead with the questions.
Okay, so reinforcement learning is something even a little bit more interesting, right? So reinforcement learning is, for example, I told you about this robot who's trying to learn, how to create a burger in McDonald's, right? So how will it learn? It doesn't know anything, no? So for example, I can tell that, the robot has to learn by punishment and reward. That is, if I keep the bun in the correct place, then I'm saying, okay, good job. I am given to give you a reward, saying that I'm giving you a star, like a tick mark. Okay, next you can do. Or if the robot is keeping the bun like this, and then on top of the bun, that is, instead of using the base of the bun and keeping everything on top of it, is keeping like this and then putting everything on top of it, right? Then what will happen, right? So we are telling, no, robot, you made a mistake. I'm going to punish you. So I'm going to take some points out of you, right? So if you think of it, right, it's also like how we, as a kid, how we used to also learn, right? So somewhere like you go and bother a guest, my mom will be like, no, don't do that, right? You should be nice to your guest. And for example, if you're not sharing with your sibling, what do they say? They're like, okay, don't do it. Or when you are really done something like, you helped your brother or you helped your friend, and your mom or dad will be like, hey, good job. This is how you should be, right? So your punishment and reward kind of a thing is where we create a kind of a learning in which we create a pattern, or, it's more like a policy that I'm learning. Like say, okay, if I do these things, it's wrong. If I do these things, it's correct. But if I do this and this, let's see what will happen, right? So in this way, the robot is going to learn how to keep the burger, which side I should keep. First, I should put the cheese, not the tomato. And then I should put the tomato. And then I should put the patty, right? The meat or maybe the vegetarian patty, whatever it is. And then that's how it will learn. But it also takes time to learn there. So it's called as a reinforcement, wherein we reinforce what is right and what is wrong. And this is a very interesting thing that's there, reinforcement learning. So even, let's say, for example, you don't have all the data, right? You can maybe use this reinforcement learning to also learn the patterns that is available around you.
Yeah, Pavitra, I remember this is how we teach in a class, right?
Exactly. That's
Yes, yeah. So,
it's actually a test and a method, right? Like, how do you even learn? Reinforcement learning comes from how kid learns.
Yes.
Student learning.
Yeah, now now these students, undergraduates, now understand better, right? Why the teachers are given that punishment, why they sometimes applauded our efforts, right? This is how we give star marks, we do a lot of things. Now you are teaching robots, right? Yeah, thanks so much. Wonderful. Let's move on.
Okay, so what resources or tools do you recommend for students who want to learn more about ML? Right. First thing is this. I would suggest. See, there are different things here when it comes to machine learning itself. right? So one is, there is this already where I really loved reading is, there's this person called as 3 Blue 1 Brown. I'll send that link to you, to sir also. So this one, right? The reason why I like 3 Blue 1 Brown is all the maths concepts that they teach, right? It's beautiful. It's awesome, right? And that's the way they also teach maybe neural networks in a really, really good way. So I like the 3 Blue 1 Brown. But for me, as someone who has learned AI by myself, right? So for me, I went through, my Guruji is Andrew NG, okay? I love the way he teaches. So for me, Coursera course was very, very helpful. But if it's kind of very, a little bit very highly advanced and stuff like that, then don't go for that, right? Go to YouTube. You guys know things better than us. I'm sure in Instagram itself, there are things that come like ads and stuff like that, right? So go to YouTube, try out things like what you like to learn, right? See, if they are saying things, but if you're not able to understand, right? You'll be like, okay, that's all. I don't understand. No. Go to another video where you can understand, or read a blog that you can understand. So here in this case, I'll do what resources and tools help me. One is 3 Blue 1 Brown, then Coursera. Then for computer vision, I learned from PyImage Search. That was really a wonderful resource for me when I started learning computer vision, right? So, but these are 3 things that it really helped me to learn. And then it's also about learning how to learn, right? So I think if you figure that out, then it's more fun. But one thing is this, maybe you can go to 3 Blue 1 Brown. I love the way they've explained a lot of mathematical concepts and neural networks. Have a look at it.
So that website, is it a website you're talking about?
It's actually a YouTube channel. So this person, this person, he built out his whole animation library itself, right? So a lot of concepts he has explained really well, max concepts.
So 3 Blue 1 Brown is the YouTube channel name.
Yeah. So, and then there is another one more, which is a Stanford lecture series, which is called as CS231N. Right, 2016 fall edition. I'll also send that link. So those places I really loved reading, because the way that they were teaching, it's like you just get it, right? Or you can go back and also listen to it, and really beautifully explained. So these are some of the things that I really liked.
Yes. Yeah, students, definitely this video will be there in the YouTube, and you can listen to this again so that you can remember what Pavitra is saying. And definitely we are going to share this in the description, all the links he was talking about, and so that they'll help you a lot. Yeah, let's go to the next one, Pavitra. Thanks for your information.
This is actually, if you ask me, this is the most important question of all the questions that I was reading through, right? See, one is this, as Sir was saying, right? You need to also know, just because your parents have told you or someone has told you doing things, there are 2 things. There's something called as an interest, and the other one is called as an ability, right? Sometimes it might interest you, but you'll be like, I'm sorry, sometimes it might have the ability to do it. Like, I can do all these maths and everything really well. Or maybe you're like, okay, I like doing all this biology and very well. But what is your interest is something that you have to figure out, right? But coming to it, what are the skills and knowledge that you need? One, I would say, is that your mathematical skills are kind of very important. But when I'm saying maths right now, don't be scared and go away, right? It's not like, as a matter of fact, for data science, for ML, pursuing a career, what you're learning now in 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th is good enough. Trust me. If you know those concepts really well, these are the same concepts that will come to you, right? And maybe a little bit of your, when you're doing engineering, or if you're doing your other courses also, first year you always have some courses in math also, if you're taking a math-oriented kind of a course. But for ML, you need to do math, okay? Whether it's going to be a data analytics, statistics, data science, or even engineering plus kind of an ML thing. So in that case, math does not require that much, but having a good understanding of data science, a little bit of math is required, right? So first is conceptual understanding of math should be really good. The second thing is understanding data science is not like learning Java, right? See, learning Java or learning Rust or C++, C and all these skills, right? Like your languages, understanding web server, all these complete software engineering skill set, that is different, right? For that logic and everything else is good enough. But just because you have this skill set doesn't mean you can just apply this skill set from here to here. No, it doesn't work that way. Okay. It's like you need to have patience. You need to sit and understand. You need to do it's a lot of trial and error that even today, if you ask any of the other data scientists who are also there in this field, there's a lot of trial and error. You have to understand the data really well. So a lot of patience is also needed, right? And also it's not like, okay, I just do this dot, okay, enter, output is not coming. No, you need to sit and also figure out what mistakes you are doing and learn. What I call this is called as intuition, right? Your conceptual skills that you learn, your patience, and the other skills, like for example, that you pick up saying, okay, these are the skills that is needed for properly learning data science. It's not just writing code and executing it. All these things is something what I call as intuition that you have to develop, right? So this is where what I would again say is it's not just like another career, okay, fine, they're telling me to do this 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. No, figure out what you also like doing, right? For me, what is your motivation for it? For me, my motivation for this whole career was, when I got into AI, for me, it's the magic of AI. Okay. It's like you give me an image with some mathematical models and everything I can run. I can find out where the face is in that image, right? It's not an easy thing to do. I mean, that was the magic for me, right? So few things, skills and knowledge wise, math. In math, I'll tell you what are the subjects also you should learn. One is linear algebra. Okay. Then your probability and calculus, a little bit of that. And then your vector, that comes into your linear algebra itself, right? Your vectors, arrays, all these things comes into picture here, right? So mainly one is linear algebra, probability, calculus. These three things you have to have really good understanding of. If you're doing more of data analysis and everything else, statistics, right? So for me, I'm not too much, my specialization is not in statistics, but statistics is also very, very important. Queuing theory, all these things also come into that, right? The probability and queuing theory, but I think that comes in the college wise. But at this point, this is what you need to learn, max. Next is little bit of Python you need to learn. Okay, Python is very easy. Okay, if you have done it's if you know a little bit of programming, or even if you're just starting out, Python is the easiest language to start out with. You can do Python a little bit, right? And then the third skill is patience, and somehow I want to crack it. That kind of a motivation, right? So these are three things that you need to have.
Amazing, Pavitra. I really liked because I was supposed to ask you what are the maths skills they should have. Because see, when they're in the +2 level, they don't realize the importance of mathematics. They simply, by heart, they simply prepare for the exam, they reprocess it, right? So
I'll tell you something, sir. Laplacian, right?
Yeah.
I didn't learn properly in 12th. Okay. Today, my work I'm doing in graph, it's without Laplacian, I won't understand, sir.
Okay.
I had to go back, and I was like thinking, oh God, remembering that Pavitra.
Yes, that's yeah.
Telling her, you should have learned.
yes, that's why I say, this what called as mistakes are the casted teacher, right? So we learn, we understand the importance of it when we lose something and when we want something, right? Yeah, definitely. Dear students, this is the purpose of the webinars. See, the people are saying their experiences, right? What exactly you need to do. Pavitra, this is a wonderful information. The students should know it. And when they are in +2 level, when they know that this is the use of probability, unfortunately, what happens is there is a lot of gap between these teachers and the industry, right? Most of the teachers doesn't know where exactly these things are used in real world. That's why they don't give much information about this importance of probability learning. And even for me also, it is a new thing, right? But when we connect what exactly the students are going to do with this part of mathematics, right? Definitely, they're going to focus more on it. Thank you so much for giving so much of information related to mathematics. Yes.
This is the other one also I will tell. As a matter of fact, people think that, sir, this is actually people who have done physics. Physics is more closer to neural networks.
That's what I was about to ask, Pavitra. Because being
not
a
maths,
physics teacher,
actually.
yeah. So, please repeat again, because I can say the statement to my students.
Oh,
How
this
physics
is
is
what
going
I'm
to help
saying is,
the students to learn ML.
as a matter of fact, the subject I got was MSc Physics in BITS Pilani.
Oh.
Right? I was like, are you who will do physics? But what right now I'm learning is, if I had done physics back then, I think I would have come to AI faster.
Oh,
right? Yeah, because there's a lot of, even the neural networks, right, sir? All the learning aspects of it, lot of things actually come from theoretical physics.
Oh, wonderful.
I mean, that level of knowledge even I don't have, but when people explain it and when I go and learn, that's when I'm saying, oh, okay, the basis of it comes from physics and maths.
Yes, and one more interesting thing is, Pavitra, now the computing is transferring from mathematical computing to quantum computing. I heard, right?
Yeah.
So there also they require the quantum physics, which is one of the scariest subject to learn. Okay.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
the
guys.
thing is, sir, at the end of the day, it's about having fun when you're learning and understanding it conceptually well. Then it's all fun.
Yes, you gave me a wonderful information. I am going to tell the student that this is the purpose of learning physics. Don't read physics, mathematics for the sake of exam. It is going to help you a lot in the career. Yeah, dear student. Yeah, there are. We are so happy that today's session was amazing. And 99 students have joined the session. 100 is the limit. Maybe some people are waiting outside. Only we can accommodate. Yeah, we can see 100 students for the first time. Thank you so much, Pavitra, for inspiring session. For the first time, we have reached 100 students on Zoom call. These out of the 43 webinars we conducted, this is much traffic we never seen. And I've shared this Google Doc in the what called as chat box. Please fill the Google Docs and fill all your details to get a certificate. And before that, please drop your feedback. Definitely, it matters a lot for conducting more such webinars. Yeah, Pavitra, let's go to the next question.
Yeah. So one more thing, sir. The 3 blue, 1 brown, I said, right? In that itself, they explain linear algebra, there is a series, and calculus, there is a series.
Okay.
I'll ask the students to go through that also. They're really, really good, the concepts there.
Yes, Pavitra, please. Let's go to the next one.
Okay, common job titles or roles or professions. So there are several things that have come, right? Like when all these things first came up, there were 2 titles that were there. One was called as data analyst, then there is data scientist, right? Then there are a few more things that have come called as a data engineer, machine learning engineer, right? Then there is also research-based roles, which is a research data scientist, which is basically a research scientist kind of a thing, right? So these are the 5 main things, but I also add another one more, which is actually called as a product manager role. Right. So this is more of a techno-functional role. So it doesn't mean that just because you're learning, doing this, you can also go back, like say, for example, I am not much of a coder, but I really understand the technical, what they're trying to say requirements. I know I'm able to understand and put together what we need to do. That direction I'm able to give. Then you can become a product manager too, who is an AI product manager, which is the data science-based product manager. Coming back to the roles, right? Data analyst. Data analysis, it's more about understanding the data or the business intelligence behind the data. Meaning to say, okay, how has our sales been? This is more about what went wrong, diagnosis. What can we do? More prescriptive. If we make these kind of things, these predictions, and I can say, okay, we can maybe change our sales strategy in this way, then this will happen, right? So that is a data analysis, understanding your past and your future trends and also present trends. Right? Then your data scientist comes into picture. Data science is like a little bit different from data analysis, wherein you will also be doing data analysis, but the task that you're doing is a little bit different. Let's say, for example, I want to predict something like, let's say in Swiggy, right? The most important prediction job that we have to do is what is the ETA of your food coming in, right? Or let's say, for example, I need to know when you are hungry so that I can send a nice notification in the phone saying, hey, you know what? Come and have chai now. It's almost 5:40, 5:50. I've been working really hard. Maybe come and have chai. So those kind of things, how do I predict and tell them? Send that kind of an information, right? Or as I said, how do you find where my face is in this video? On all these things, right? That a data scientist kind of a role comes into picture, right? Now, the engineering side of roles, right? One is a data engineer. The other one is called as a machine learning engineer. Now, the thing is I'm more of a person who likes to writing data science is only maybe 5 to 10 lines of code only. It's maybe not code-wise, it's a little bit less complex, right? You'll be like, okay, fine. I've worked on the data, I've done the prediction, I've kept it. Now, how do I give it to some 100,000 people to use it, right? They have to go to a website, then the server request has to come. Such a big model will take 5 minutes for one run. How then we have to reduce it? All this timing and all this optimization work, writing the pipelines for it. This kind of work is done by a machine learning engineer, right? And also data engineer, right? Imagine this, right? Right now, just the data in your phone itself, there's so much data. Imagine the data across in a company, right? There'll be so much data that's there. You need to figure out the pipelines. You need to see, for example, this data has to go here and then reside in this kind of a format. All this kind of pipeline work is done by a data engineer, right? So these are the data scientist, data analyst, your data engineer, machine learning engineer. Then you have your product manager. AI product manager role.
Pavitra, we unable to see your video. Did you switch on your video?
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm really sorry.
Yeah,
sorry.
no problem, no problem. No
I was
problem.
drinking water and then I
Oh, okay, thanks so much. I think you are given the exhaust list of the what called as job title that you're looking, right? Yes, let's go to the next one.
What do you think are the most exciting recent developments or breakthroughs in the field of ML? It's like, I'll tell you what, it's just been like a roller coaster, as a matter of fact, since 2000, maybe last 5 years. It's just one thing after another, right? I'm sure I've heard about ChatGPT, wherein, it's able to answer your questions and everything else. But that doesn't mean that it's completely, awesome and it's always correct. It might not be correct. But look at the developments here, right? It's more about how people are seeing how I can use, let's say, a computer vision, which could be something like understanding what's happening in an image or a video, or textually understanding, let's say, in a chatbot kind of a thing, where it understands what you're trying to say and then it also responds back to you, or your speech, wherein when I'm talking something, it's able to transcribe it and write it in a notebook and then give it back to me, right? So those kind of things. So the important thing, what I would say is, first is it was deep learning that came into picture. And then how to even productionize these models. That is, how do you use these models in an app or in your server, etc. So those developments have been very helpful. Then comes, your computer vision and NLP. There was something called the language models that came into picture, right? So when language models came, it was a big deal, because the thing is, computer vision networks and neural networks there regarding computer vision, they were doing really well. But the text-based networks, right, they were doing very okay. When the large language models came in, I talked about the supervised and unsupervised learning, right? So the thing is this, every time you can't just give all the data that is properly annotated and say that, this is the data that is needed. I'll give you, this is the perfect world. No, it doesn't work like that, right? So in this case, let's say, for example, I can make a model go and learn the whole of Wikipedia, right? And then from that, I can do some other work. Right? Imagine the amount of data it's learning from. So all these things, especially what I'll say is large language models. Then in computer vision also, there are a lot of things that have come up. So there are very, very specific stuff that have come. But let's say, for example, ChatGPT. But most importantly, it's also the engagement that we have with the technology, right? That as a lay person, I'm able to use an AI product. That is where the success lies. So these are some of the very interesting developments that are happening, right? Mostly now I also see developments that I'm predicting will happen is also voice-based UI. That is, when I say Siri, she doesn't even listen half the time. Or I say Siri, hi, she doesn't know, because maybe your voice is not good. But this will improve, right? Where the machine will start talking to you. You don't have to go click a button. It will give everything just because you say something, and it will be able to, take your instructions and work on it.
Yes. So you mean to say that all these voice softwares are all based on machine learning?
Yes, everything is, like, most of them are. Like Siri actually does, like, basically it's called the keyword deduction. Now I'm talking, right? Now Siri, it'll be listening actually. Now I say Siri, hi, then it will be like, today she's not listening. Hey Siri. Now it's come something that says, what do you want to do, or something of that sort, right? It will ask me.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's saying something. So it's called keyword deduction. Basically, it listens to what I'm saying and it has to find which keyword, meaning, okay, she's saying Siri. Now, if I'm talking in Tamil, it says Sari, right?
Okay.
I'm not calling Siri.
Yes.
So it has to know the difference.
Yeah, definitely. You guys had made this world a very beautiful place to live, and it become very easy, right? The machine
Yeah,
learning-
certainly. So I think even voice-based developments also will come.
Yes, yes. And without this, we cannot imagine this Amazon dots, all these things, right? So,
Certainly. Like anything, even what you're going to buy tomorrow, Amazon will know.
oh, it's mind blowing. Yeah, definitely. Right. Let's move on to the next one.
Yeah, so one is this important trends or developments in the field of ML that are likely to impact future job opportunities, right? I'm going to talk about two things here. One is called as automation, right? See, one thing is, this is where even just not learning maths and science and everything is important. Our history and geography also we should learn, right? A little bit. So when the industrial revolution happened, what happened was mainly they brought in industries and, a lot of machines came in and people were like, my jobs are going to go away. But that's not what happened, right? So more specialized jobs come in which you will use the machine to make more output or, better output, or, you'll have more products or something kind of things that are coming out, right? So you'll have all this, that's what Industrial Revolution did. I think half the people don't know what I was talking about, but still, please go Google Industrial Revolution maybe. Now what's happening is some sort of an AI revolution, right? So basically is certain of the jobs will be taken over by AI. Like certain things like, how do I put it? It's like some of the mundane things. Let's say, for example, I'm writing a document. Okay. For the beginning, I don't have to sit and write the document. I'm going to tell this AI chatbot, hey, I have to write a document on voice-based AI, right? So give me some articles, means it will show me some articles, or it will already have created some 2 or 3 paragraphs for me, right? And then I can sit and work on it. So AI assisted kind of working also is going to come through, right? Wherein without AI, we will not be doing any work. All the simple stuff, all the mundane stuff, all the stuff that is needing more time, AI will be able to bring us those insights and we can work on it. So that is one thing. AI assisted and AI automation kind of jobs are going to come in. The second thing is this, right? In a way, this is the biggest insight that I have got is that there is this guy called as Andrew Karpathy. He is the Tesla, Tesla car, right? That electric car. He was the AI director there. He's quit now. But I really like him because I also learned from his videos. So he puts it in a very simple way. This is a software 2.0, wherein, 80% of the work is about figuring out what are you going to do with the data. That is annotating the data, understanding the data, etc. And then 20% is more about model training, right? That's how it's going to be. Wherein everything that you want to do is all about how you're going to model the data and you're going to train that model for it. Very, very basically putting it, right? So the thing is this, even if you're going to go do something else, right? Let's say, for example, you are doing biotech. Even there, what I'll suggest is learn a little bit of Python, learn how to train models. You'll be doing amazing work because ML is not just a specialization. It's going to come together in a lot of other fields too.
And Pavitra, in this context, I want to ask one question. Everybody is having this in mind, and maybe people are Googling also. Is ChatGPT going to replace Google?
So that is the thing, right? ChatGPT has definitely, till this day, Google was being like this Raja, right? It's like, no one will come close to me, right? Now they have a red alert inside. They actually call red alert and yellow alert inside the company, wherein they're like, wow, something is coming and shaking our fundamentals itself. Sorry. So ChatGPT, the thing is this, Google and ChatGPT is not going to replace Google for sure. Maybe it'll take another 2-3 years to replace. But at the same time, Google will also kind of catch up. But one thing is this, ChatGPT, though there's a lot of hype around it, right? One thing you need to know is, at the end of the thing, it's not a human being who knows everything and properly gives the correct answers, right? Whatever it has learned, it might be wrong. I'll just say, yeah, that is how it is. For example, there was a thing saying, when did Black Panther come? It came last year or something, right? So he was like, no. Black Panther came only this month only it came. You are saying it wrong to someone when you're talking. So this is all about how are you going to use AI or ChatGPT kind of solutions in your solution, right? So it is yet to see Google versus ChatGPT, but it's going to take, my prediction is that it will take some more time for ChatGPT to reach the level of where Google is.
Yes. Yeah. Today I have actually tested this ChatGPT and I asked this ChatGPT, which is the nearest airport to Nandyal, which is my native place. It said Hyderabad, right? But there is an airport in Kurnool, which is the nearest. Okay. So then this is very important. As you said, you cannot 100% rely on it, right? So maybe in the beginning, if they are doing some mistake in the long run, they may replace, right? Yeah. One more question. Being a teacher, I want to ask, I have this curious question. How this ML is going to affect our teaching jobs?
So the way I see it, right, whether it's going to be any job, one is there is always a human element in it, sir, right? So for example, having a chatbot along with you for which is going to be like, this is what I also say it, right? Maybe every student will have their own chatbot, right? Some questions it's able to answer, and then other questions it will come and tell, okay, go and ask sir about that. Right? Maybe it's a student-friendly kind of a chatbot that can come. And also for you, let's say, for example, you're explaining a concept and you want to create a kind of graphics, like kind of a thing, right? Now, you and I can't do RRR or, our Bahubali type graphics, right? We are not that kind of people. But you're typing one thing saying, show me a video in which you explain Laplacian or something of sort. like this, maybe give me an example of something with Indian cuisine or something or sort. And it's able to create a video for you and you can show it to your students, right? So again, at the end of the day, AI assisted tools we will be using AI to assist our living, our jobs, our work, but it
Yes,
won't
sir.
replace.
I understand. Because sometimes when we are explaining concepts in physics, we need some graphics, some visuals, right? Some topics best understood only with the help of video. Okay. So definitely, yeah, I understood now. So AI assisted tools are going to help us to be a better teacher or to make students understand the complex concept very easily.
Correct.
Right. Thank you so much. Yeah, let's move on to very, very nice.
So specific industries or sectors that are currently experiencing high demand for ML professionals. So it's interesting right now, even look at it this way. One is maybe what have you heard? Maybe startups, they will need anyway, ML data science is going to be there. EdTech is also needing a little bit of AI and everything. FinTech, which is even your banks and everywhere, financial institutions, right? This is where there is a lot of demand also that's coming in, right? And industrial places wherein, for example, now they're starting to realize that, there is an example wherein, let's say there is a steel industry that they have, wherein they have to find, there is the sheets of steel that they have. They have to find where there are defects in that steel sheet. In that way, there is, only human beings are able to find out and do it. Now, maybe I have a computer vision based tool, which is able to find out, look, this sheet is good here. In this continuity, there is some kind of a scratcher. Can you please check? So those kind of things are also coming into picture. So there are two things. One is in your industry, one is you can go into research, which is going to be totally into academia and everything else. Or you can join a completely AI company itself, which has an AI product. Like, for example, I'm using ChatGPT to create articles, maybe, right? So this is my product and I'm, working in this company. Or you'll be working in an industry like maybe in a bank or, any other industry, a heavy metal industry, whichever it is, right? Wherein they will have specific use cases in which you will be working with them, part of being a services industry, saying, hey, you know what, we will help you, as this, or you'll be inside that team itself and you'll be like, in that company itself and doing that work. So the way I see it, even in biotech, we are also going to have some demand, definitely a lot of demand. But this is a few things, specific industries where there is a lot of demand that's coming.
Yeah, definitely. It is affecting all the sectors one way or the other. Okay. And definitely, if you look at the drones, right, that they are doing a wonderful job, right? And we can see, yesterday I've seen one beautiful video in Gujarat where they are using these drones to create this Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel in the sky. So definitely, I think these are one way or the other. This ML is going to affect our life. Thank you so much. Let's move on to the next question.
Can you explain a typical responsibilities of a day-to-day task of an ML engineer or a data scientist? So it depends, right? Like, let's say for a data scientist, it is first and foremost, it's not like I open the laptop and then data will be there and I start I start training the model. Unfortunately, that is only happens in my dream. Doesn't work that way. So first is almost 70 to 80% of your job is to understand the requirement itself. What are you asking me to do, right? Then you will be like, okay, where can I find all the data? Then you will do some kind of something called as exploratory data analysis. Meaning to say, this is the data that I have. These are the trends, or these are the patterns I see from this data, right? And then you'll go and have some more discussions with your team or with your manager or with your whoever it is, right? And then they'll be like, okay, these are things that we have. Then you will check what is the feasibility of certain things. What you're asking may not be possible, but these things we can do, right? So certain things you'll find out what is feasible. Then you will do a lot of experimentation, right? You will experiment on different models. And even this model itself, you will experiment on even training the models. There are a lot of experimentation that happens. So most of the things also from here, wherever what I'm talking about, everything is also about documenting it correctly. Documenting means writing it correctly, right? And also as a data scientist, you need to develop certain hypotheses, right? So you'll be like, okay, this is my hypothesis. I'm going to do some experiments to see whether my hypothesis is correct or not. Or you'll be like, oh no, maybe wrong hypothesis, maybe change it a bit, right? And that is how you do it. So your job is mainly, one is understanding the requirement, understanding the data, cleaning the data, analyzing the data, going back to the board and then, the table and saying what is feasible, what is not feasible, then developing what your experiments are going to be, figuring out what models are going to train, and also figuring out whether you have that kind of, whether I can train it in this laptop or should I use the GPU, right? Or if it's a big model to train, right? All these things you keep doing. This is kind of your day-to-day kind of task. But another most important thing is communication, right? It's also about how you communicate and explain your difficulties or what is available in the data in a way such that the other person is also able to understand, say, oh, okay, this is not possible. Then we will maybe change it in a different way, right? That kind of a communication is also very, very important. So this is kind of a day-to-day task. The other thing also, and I would say the day-to-day task or something that at least on a weekly basis you need to keep doing is learning, not model training and learning. Learning what are the new things that are coming in data science, right? Maybe reading papers, maybe going through blogs, going to webinars. So what's happening around is something you have to learn, right? As an ML engineer, your task will be slightly different. Your task is more on the engineering side, wherein one is understanding, let's say, for example, someone has said, I've created this model. They'll give one file. Now make this model, please push it to production, meaning, put it in the app and everyone can use it. No, it's not just going to happen that way, right? First is you're going to sit with the data scientist and say, what does a model do? What is the input and the output of the model? Can we, can we make the model smaller, so that it's taking too much space? All these things you sit and work with the data scientist. Then you also have to understand the stacks that is in tech stack that is important, right? What is the tech stack? Is it going to be Java based? Is it going to be C++ based, Python based, TensorFlow, the other optimization frameworks that are there? So you need to understand the tech stack really well. You need to also know how to use this tech stack and this and problem solve such that you can write a complete solution, right? At the same time, again, here everything comes into picture is really good coding, unit testing, bringing in the understanding pipelines, understanding what might go wrong, right? Understanding the tech stack and understanding what could go wrong, etc. And also working with a lot of other software tools to put together. And then you understand that, okay, we need to also monitor the whole thing, right? Monitor the production solution that we have done. So to monitor that, you need to write tools or use other people's tools, etc. Right? So this is how it looks like.
Wonderful, wonderful. You have given the exhaustive responsibilities of the student. I mean, the one should be doing as an ML expert. Okay, let's move on to the next one.
Okay, I think I kind of answered this question in the beginning. What are the most important, most exciting aspects of my work in AI and ML? Or what is more interesting for people working in AI and ML, right? See, for me, it is more about the magic of AI, right? It's like, I still can't believe it's like you can use these models to do these things that, like as Sir was saying, right? I just call Siri, hey Siri, and it's able to understand, right? Whatever it can be, it's still a magic for me. Right. And the other thing is this, it's also about the possibilities it's able to uncover and making our life easier also, right? So that is where it is. It's like, wow, these are things I couldn't even imagine 3 years back. Now it's happening. So that's how it is, right? That kind of, I would say, as awe and wonder and magic of this field is, for me, that's what motivates me. Another thing is very challenging and interesting because every day I feel like I have not learned everything. I'll be like, oh, I've not learned this. I don't know this. I have to go through this. And I'm always on the run, right? So it's always something there for you to learn, to understand. And there's always a very interesting problem to solve in this field, right? So for me, that is what is very rewarding and it's something that I really like doing. So the other thing is you also need to find what aspects you like or you enjoy the most and take that kind of a role, right? Just because you you don't want to train models means, but I want to do optimization work, then you are a good ML engineer, right? Maybe that is a kind of a role that will be interesting, exciting or rewarding aspect. I think this is the time to be in AI. I mean, it's a buzzword right now. So there it goes.
Yeah, even Pavitra, I do have this feeling the moment I have seen the ChatGPT. So I was really wondering how this is doing, right? How it is working, all this. And I think one cue we can, for all the students is, the more they use this ML tool, the more the interest they get, right? Exactly. So that may be one of the, motivating factor for them to be an AI expert.
Yes, certainly.
Yes. Wonderful. The technology is wonderful. And one more thing you see, since you're talking about technology, look at this, the PhonePe, all these UPI payment system in India, how the things became very easy for us. Now,
In
Yeah.
UPI, sir, the most important thing is the servers, right?
Okay.
And we have cracked that.
Oh,
So that is where, as an ML engineer or DevOps engineer, you'll be doing amazing work. Because
okay.
if you're not able to optimize that, right, we won't have UPI is a huge success for us.
Yes. Definitely. Yeah, thanks to technology, thanks to all the people behind it. And definitely things are becoming very easy for us. And now see, after you look at this, we see software as a solution, some of the product like Canva or Grammarly, they're making our data activity so simple. Okay. And definitely they don't need to depend on anyone else, right?
True, very
Yeah,
true.
yeah, definitely. So things are becoming now, we don't require much time and we can be expert in any field if we really wanted to learn. Yes. Let's move on. Amazing, Pavitra.
What are the biggest challenges or limitations of ML, and how can these be addressed, right? See, one is the biggest challenge which has always been is data, right? Now, though there is a lot of data, one is also at the end of the day, there is a learning that has to happen, right? Meaning to say there has to be a human being that has to say that with this data, this is how you need to do. You need to put some kind of a annotation is what we call it, right? For example, to find out where my face is, I have to get, let's say, 10,000 images. And in the 10,000 images, I have to put a box and say, this is where each one's face was in those images, right? Okay, maybe if I look at your phone camera, I have to put all dabba, big dabba. It's called as a bounding box. It's called as data annotation. So annotating the data has always been very expensive. How much can anyone do, right? So it's also a very expensive task, right? You need to have people sit down, you need to do it, because without that, you can't train these models. But to some extent, this limitation is also being overcome because of this semi-supervised learning kind of a thing that has come through large language models, etc. Right? So that is one challenge. The second challenge is also when it comes to ML is the data privacy, right? Which is my biggest concern right now, because you know what, we are not being very lax here. See, let's say, for example, let's say ChatGPT is reading a lot of database, okay? And I'm going and asking ChatGPT, give me that person's address. Maybe it will give no. You're not supposed to give, right? You're not supposed to give someone's address or give that person's bank account number, right? So that data privacy issue is a big deal. And it's not maybe related to ML, but it's also something that we have to figure out. Then there are AI ethical issues itself, right? So I'm going to write a model to decide who is getting, let's say in bank, I'm writing a model. This person, maybe you're saying, okay, some people in Visakhapatnam didn't get a loan. So I'll go through the data and say, okay, some people in Visakhapatnam did not get a loan. So anyone comes from Visakhapatnam will get, less chance of getting a bank loan. That is wrong, right? That is bias. Then maybe someone sitting there, someone didn't give loan for someone in Visakhapatnam, doesn't mean everyone in Visakhapatnam has to face that kind of a bias, right? So a lot of biases also come in, which has already been there also, right? Our racial biases come in. People even now, right? Like we are proud of ourselves, but still people will be like, oh, okay, Indian or something of the sort. They'll be like, they'll have their own bias. All these biases are coming into the AI systems too. So these are 3-4 things that are main challenges and limitations that are there in ML right now. And we need to be very, very wary of it too. Both understanding ethically whether we're using the data correctly and also privacy of the data is correctly handled.
Okay. Let's move on to the next one.
Okay, I think that's a next question that's come, right? Ethical considerations that ML practitioners need to be aware of in their work. As I said, this is actually a real instance that's happened. I'm not sure which company is it. I think the big company, one of those maybe Oracle or some sort of a MNC, right? Big MNC, big US company. What they did is they were like, I think it was Amazon. Yeah. So in Amazon, what they did is they were like, I'm going to put a ML model to hire people. Okay. So, I'll send all the resumes I had right now. And then these people, let's say we got 1,000 resumes. In this 1,000 resumes, we got 75 people selected. Now with this, can I give all the resumes, whatever I get, and then can I select people like that? What happened was for like 2 months or 3 months, only men candidates are being selected. You know why? Because there is been bias, because the thing is now only women are coming out and women are also engaging in all these things, right? So essentially in the past, I think a lot of men were being selected. So this model is also saying only men have to be selected, which is wrong, right? So these kind of ethical considerations, understanding what kind of an issue it can create in your society, how it can affect other people is a big challenge in AI ethics, right? So let's say I'm giving my data somewhere, right? I don't know how my data is going to be used. Now, if I give my face, my photo somewhere, people will be like, okay, I have these photos. Now I'll train a model on top of it. Did you get my permission to use my photo? No, right? So these kind of ethical things are also there that we need to find out.
Next one.
Okay, what are some of the key professional organizations or networking opportunities available to ML professionals? So there are several, but I don't know. As a matter of fact, I think things have changed a lot, sir, during this COVID, right? So even I'm not able to answer this question, but maybe if I do find something, I will let you know. But I think EdGroom also should be a place where, you guys, when you are going to go and do stuff, right, you guys have to come back and pay it forward. When you are doing data science or ML or whatever it is, come back and create these kind of opportunities and let other people also know about it.
Sure. Thank you for your advice. Definitely, we are looking forward.
No, not EdGroom. I'm talking about EdGroom students to do it.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely is going to be a game changer very soon. Yeah, we'll skip this. We'll go to the next question, Pavitra. And I think, you have answered excellently, Pavitra. And for the first time, I should thank you. And we have conducted 43 webinars. I said, till now, we have not seen 100 students till the end of the session. This is the first time we are crowded with the students, and that shows the power of your session. And you are so energetic, and your energy is very contagious. I can see, right?
Sir, I'll tell you one thing, sir. Actually, the thing is this. I learned only from students. I'll tell you why. Because when I started learning AI, I was a little older, right? Then when we're doing my company, there were this college students used to come. Their knowledge level is like amazing, right? So when they were learning, I'll tell them, teach me, right? So I'm expecting these students to teach me next.
Definitely. Because the students are definitely smarter than us. I do agree with that. And definitely it's a wonderful opportunity for them, Pavitra, to learn. But sometimes your experience also matters, right? Knowledge is very important. At the same time.
That's there.
Yeah. Experience matters a lot. You have shared very good information, what called as with the students, and definitely these guys are very fortunate to listen to you. And Pavitra, before we go to the Q&A, let me just show you, and we need a quick feedback from your side also, and what exactly this platform EdGroom that we developed is going to help the students. And yeah, see, actually, Pavitra, with this, as I said, the old platform, we are going to turn it into a new one, which is having the social element where the students also can connect. For example, if you look at, we have a product called EdNews. As I said in the beginning itself, there are 294,000 articles are there in the site as of today, and you can see here. And as today's topic is just put a machine learning. Okay, so let's see how the results are going to come on this machine learning. See, the first one itself, how to become a machine learning engineer. Your guide to start a career in machine learning 2023. So these are the results that comes in what we call as EdGroom. We have taken so much of machine learning again, and we have a very good team from Bangalore, you know that. And so all the efforts are helping. We thought they are going to help. And this wonderful platform where they can students search the information. Now you can see a crisp information is coming in this platform. And there is one more place, as I said, there is an Ed Forum where students can post any question they have, and definitely the experts like you will answer them. And I told you, we have wonderful blogs also here. We have published 80+ blogs here. Dear students, please read these blogs, and we shared some of the success stories also. And we encourage the students also to publish their blogs. See, recently, one student, Shankar, he wrote as a blog on quantum computing. It's a wonderful blog, right? We have published it. It's a wonderful platform for the student. We are encouraging students, what called as to publish their blog, so that these blogs will help them to understand their skills. And definitely when people appreciate their effort, definitely they are going to get some what called as interest to do more. And we have these blogs written by the experts. For example, you share Ravi Shankar Garu, he worked for 23 years in Wipro Computers. Now he's working in local college as a what called as a director for this incubation center. He has written wonderful blogs on contemporary issues. So definitely we have published these blogs also. Now, and as I said, we are conducting 43 webinars so far we have conducted. Quickly, I want to get a feedback from you, Pavitra, how useful this platform to the students and how useful these sessions that we are conducting with experts like you to the students.
So as I said, no, sir, these things were not there back then for me. Honestly, for me, all I knew was go do engineering, right? If someone came and told me and said, if I had to write a question in a group, I got a seat in MSc Physics in BITS Pilani, what would I said, sir? It would have been like, don't be lazy, ma. You got MSc Physics, go study, right? It will be interesting for you. I'll be like, no, sir, boring, sir. No, I'll be like, no. 10 minutes you have spoken to me in a forum, you would have decided my future, right? And I miss it. Like maybe I missed an opportunity, but it's okay. I think I somehow got into it, right? So these kind of things, first of all, there are a lot of, in Google, if you Google it and find it, everything will be there. But to put everything together here, and you yourself can go and find out what you want to do, right? Rather than saying, okay, this is it, step 1, step 2, no. You go yourself, figure out, read, and then you can do it. Go ask questions in your in our forum, right? Ed News and in our Ed blog and Ed forum. In our Ed forum, go and ask those questions. People will answer that, right? I think that's amazing. At the end of the day, building a community is very difficult, and community is where we learn and we're able to even thrive and sustain. And that's where you get the best knowledge from.
Definitely. Thank you so much. And how useful these webinars with you, the sessions like you, definitely we are going to listen.
Oh, yeah, the webinars, I'll tell you the other thing, right? Like again, it's like right now we are in a cocoon, right? Like you'll be in school, you'll have teachers, that is your world. But there is a different world out there, and people have to come from that world and come and talk to you too, right? And only then you'll be like, oh, these are things that are there. Okay, this will happen. Okay, maybe the gaming you told me, even that is interesting for me.
Yes, definitely.
Right? Like, why not? I'll also learn something there, right? So my thing is, don't be stuck only in a cocoon. There's a bigger world out there, right? Get that opportunity through a groom or whatever it is. Go ask sir saying that I want this, sir. Go demand him, right? And sir will get it for you.
Yeah, definitely. And one thing, these guys, I mean, we're all in Vizag, okay? And I got what called as these people are very fortunate to listen from the people like you in Bangalore. Very few people get this type of opportunities. Even last time we conducted one webinar with Aditya and data science, amazing session it was. Okay.
Yeah.
And because you guys have so much of industrial experience, and definitely this is what exactly the students required. As a teacher, I said always my knowledge pertain to only textbook, right? I don't know what exactly happening outside. You nicely said even you require physics also to understand the neural language, right? So it was very interesting for me as a teacher. I should motivate, and I motivate my students to learn physics, right? So yeah, I want to listen from the students. If you have a question, please raise your hand. Definitely, Pavitra is going to answer a question. Wonderful opportunity, students. Please utilize it. Yeah, who want to ask a question? Yes, Raviteja, please unmute yourself and ask a question.
So this question and answer session was very good and very informative. Thank you, both of you. And my question is, how is ML and AI is helpful to get job opportunities for the freshers newly coming out of the BTech graduates?
Very good question. So what I will suggest is, one is, these are things that I had actually, I tell people also. See, one is when you are in college itself, if you want to do data science ML, right, do a lot of projects. Okay. Even if the projects are not available there, go to Kaggle and do the projects, right? Write blogs or, go. Even if the thing is if you think, don't think that my English is bad and all. Everyone's English is bad only, man. English is not our mother tongue or, the only second or third language, right? Even you can write in Telugu, then it's great. Maybe you'll be explaining data science in Telugu, right? And you'll be telling people how to do it. So my thing is this, you need to also just go, you can't be just, okay, job is coming, I'll come. No, you need to also put that extra effort, right? To show that you have done that kind of a work. People will always look at the projects you have done. That's what I see when I'm going to be there. That's what I see. Next thing is understanding and explaining things in a more better way, right? The best way is also when you are teaching someone else something you know, right? And you keep doing that, your communication will improve and you'll also be able to explain it well. So you'll be able to tell why you did this, etc. The third thing is try to do internships, right? Because that is also another place where you can do it. Because when these three things are there in your resume and you're able to defend it properly, you'll definitely get jobs. It's that the problem is people are looking for, people like you who have initiative. But at the same time, in the industry, will not be able to give everything for you to come up there, right? So it's also about how you have to shine through and tell that this is where I really like doing this.
Yeah, Ravitej, I think you got your answer, right?
Yes, your answer is very informative. Thank you so much.
Yes, good. And Pavitra, before we go to next question, I have one question. We asked the students, some of them to write the blog, but they're very reluctant, right? And they don't understand the power of this blog. Can you please tell us what is the importance of reading blog and writing blog in the longer way of career?
So for me, the thing is this, blogs, when I read from other people, right, it's so easy for me. I'm also a lazy person like you guys. For me also everything has to be telling them, not yourself. See, the thing is, it has to be simple for me. Okay, so when people write those blogs, when I read it, it's really fast for me to get information. The other thing is when you write blogs, right, take one simple thing. It can be, let's say, someone has written the blog. Don't care about all that. No, it's for you. You need to put that blog, you need to put that link in your resume. Right? We don't have to be Chiranjeevi and everyone. We just can be our own stars, right? So that is different. That is going to be different. But here in this case, right, it can be a simple max concept. It's fine. What you understand, you write it, right? As I said, if it's, don't have to say it in English. Put it, write it in Telugu or even explain it in Telugu or Hindi, right? I am actually, the other day I was listening to someone who explaining data science in Tamil. Beautiful explanation. Actually, there's nothing like listening to in your language that you know. Learning is at a different level. So don't feel bad and all. First, give it a shot. Every time will be bad only. Don't think every time will be perfect and all. First, you give it a shot. It's fine to make mistakes.
Yes, wonderful. And you connected them so well. They connect to you so well because you went to their level and you said everything, right? Yeah, that's very good. Yeah, we want to listen very quickly from next one. Who want to ask a question? Please raise your hand. Students, a wonderful opportunity. Yeah, who want to ask a question? Who want to interact with Pavitra, please? If you have a question, don't miss the. Yeah, Sarat Chandra, please unmute yourself and ask a question.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah, sure.
And like my question was, can we really train these AI softwares and all to answer the question that we as humans normally use our logic and our intuition and our observation to answer them?
Yeah, we can. I mean, but the thing is you have to understand that it might be right, it might be wrong. Okay. So that's where even the ethical considerations here come into picture, because you just can't say 100% you're right. There is no AI model that is 100% accurate. Okay. I can write this as my final statement also. There won't be any model that's accurate because as humans, we are also fallible. In the sense, we also make mistakes, right? So that is where the whole thing comes into the picture, wherein we can, how do we make the models that accurate? And that's where this intuition, everything is maybe not just writing rules saying, okay, when you're doing this, do that. That is a different kind of a learning. But when, let's say, a ChatGPT kind of a thing, it learns, there is also a lot of people who still annotate it, huh? There are people who are sitting in Africa, in Philippines, in India, maybe doing this annotation work for us, trying to say that what is what. Okay, this is a fact. This is a right fact. Maybe this is a date. This is a date that is related to this event. All these things, some sort of annotation is also being done. It's not as simple as someone says, like someone sitting in, in some office and just training the models. No, there's a lot of work that actually happens. And as a matter of fact, to train these big models, it's actually millions of dollars that is needed. You just can't, do it like that. There's a lot of investment that's also needed. So that is there. Definitely we can do it. But always, one thing is right now, the place where we are, they will be AI assisted kind of tools. Not that completely what AI does, right? 100% AI will do it. No, that is a hype. That type we shouldn't also hype means, it's not true completely, right?
Sarath, I think you got your answer.
Yes, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Pavitra, before we go to the next question, I have one curious question to ask you. I heard that you started 2 startups, right? And even when I spoke to some of my students in intermediate level, +2 level, they say that, sir, in the future, I'm going to start a company. So, is it, what you call it as, what's your experience on it? Will you recommend the students to work on startups or to, start their own company?
Yeah, I think I'll say both, right? One is, it's like, again, right? If you see a Rajinikanth movie, right? It'll be in 5 minutes, he'll become a big person.
Yes.
Unfortunately, it doesn't happen in our life that way.
Yes.
It's a lot of hard work, and also there's a lot of luck also, right? So sometimes it could just be you have started a startup, you've done something else happens in your life, right? You need to take those tough calls. Sometimes you want to say, okay, maybe it's not a good time to do it, right? So that you need to be a person who can be tough, can take tough calls. Another thing is a very emotionally grueling, you would know, sir, emotionally grueling journey also. Right? Not everyone will be understand. So it's not like just doing a startup per se, but at the same time, what I'll suggest is do it. That's where your entrepreneurship comes into picture. Do a nice website. At the end of the day, your output should be good. Whatever you're doing, output should be good, right? It shouldn't be just something I'm doing for the sake of doing things. Your output should be good. You should be able to make your customer, your user happy, right? So that is where your journey is. So whichever works, whether you're going to work in a startup or you're going to go do your own startup, the thing is this, when you're doing a startup process, there is a lot of financial implications that you have to understand and take it up and do it. It's not as easy as it is. Most important thing about a startup is a cash flow, right? I can get, let's say, for example, I'm getting some money 5th of, maybe now 15th of March. Okay. But now until my Gajana is empty. Doesn't matter if I'm going to get that money then. I still have to keep some money, and all these things are also there. You have to understand, right? It's a different game altogether. But I would encourage people to take it up and do it too, right? Like do small things. Show your initiative.
Yeah, never have a regret, right? Yes.
Yeah, anyway, going to have regrets, but
Yes.
at least try and not have regrets later.
Definitely. And one thing is commitment is very important. See, from last 1.5 years, from last 44 Sundays, I was in front of the computer from 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock. So this is a very difficult task for the people to have that. But yeah, definitely the commitment is very, very important, right? Everybody is having ideas, but you cannot become all successful companies. Yes, wonderful feedback, Pavitra. Yeah, next question, who want to interact, or you can share your feedback. If you don't have a question, please put your hand up and please share your feedback on this today's session. Definitely Pavitra will love to listen from you guys, how useful this session. It is our responsibility to what called as give feedback to the speakers also. I have seen a lot of any faculty member. I have seen that faculty also there. Dr. Brahmaji Garu, can you unmute yourself and share your feedback?
Hello.
Yeah, Brahmaji.
Is that audible to you?
Yes, we are able to hear. Brahmaji is my friend. Pavitra is associate professor in ML. He's working in engineering college.
Okay.
Yeah, Brahmaji, can you unmute yourself and speak?
Thank you, Venkatesh, for conducting this type of sessions for the last 43 weeks. Okay, this is a wonderful session on machine learning. Thank you, Pavitra, for helping our students a lot. Madam, are you providing any internship?
Currently, no, sir. But I'll let you guys know. Currently, maybe 2-3 months later is when we will be considering.
Okay, madam. Thank you for the wonderful session, Venkatesh.
Thank you, Brahmaji, for joining. And we see a lot of your students in this session today. And thank you so much for what called as bringing students to the platform. Thank you so much, Brahmaji.
Thank you very much, Venkatesh and Pavitra.
Yeah, anyone, please put your hand up and please share your feedback. This is a wonderful occasion to see. This is also very important. Pavitra, another important point from Telugu people is that they don't want to talk in public. Okay, these interactions also very important, right?
Yeah. I think one thing, sir, I'll tell you. I came to Hyderabad and lived in Andhra for Telangana right now 2 years, right? One is I love the food, sir. Only my thing is right now I'm not able to take the spice levels now. Then I was a little young, I was able to take it back. Any day you give me gongura chutney, I'd be like happy. Gongura chutney and idli is my, I love it. So the thing is, this one thing I've noticed is South Indians, right? We're very like, what will they think? What will they say? We have this mentality. Even in Chennai, I've seen it. Even in Bangalore, I see it. Even in Kerala, I've seen it, right? Like it's. I think we need to come out of that mentality.
There is a stigma. Yes.
There's a stigma, right? It's okay to talk. And the thing is this, there is nothing called as color and everything, right? Like forget about all that, right? What they are showing in Bollywood and all, forget. Look at our heroes, right? Our movies are like doing superb, right?
Yes.
We need to be proud.
Yes, definitely. So yeah, what you said is rightly. I mean, we have knowledge, but the problem is the execution, right?
Yeah, we not explain our communication skills, sir. We need to improve a lot. For very, very important, and we shouldn't be scared. Be wrong. No, say wrongly. So what? You will be right after some time. It's okay.
Yes.
Speak.
Yes. Please, guys, with this motivation, yeah, we have seen one. Rohit, please unmute yourself and please. Do you have a question or you are sharing a feedback?
No, sir, I have a question and also a doubt apart.
Yeah,
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am. Ma'am, first of all, the ChatGPT and all something, the AI we are using now is updated up to some date, right? Like ChatGPT is updated like September 2021, right? Means we train up to date means the ChatGPT till today means everyday doubt.
So it depends, right? So again, if I have to train it that way, then it's also about see, for example, it's also about if it's a free kind of a product means I will say that till only September it's going to be trained. Let's say, for example, I am having ChatGPT, right? I'm running this whole ChatGPT company. There's another, let's say, bigger company that comes, let's say something like Tesla is coming to me. Okay. And for them, they'll be like, they come and give this requirement to me, right? Then they'll be like, okay, I'll charge them something and say, okay, I can do this too. It's not about not being able to do it. We can do it, but it's also about the cost that has to be justified, right? So everything has to make some sort of a business sense also.
Yeah, ma'am. But the all type AIs are running upon like neural technology, right? Means the AI we are using can't be friendly.
So Rohit, you have to
when we
understand, right? The thing is, training a model is not just training. Right now, I'm talking from a MacBook. No, this is what I can do. Nothing. So training a model is also you need to have at least several GPUs that you need to have, right? Like at least some 100 GPUs or so, whatever it is. The GPU itself has to be one GPU will be like very expensive. Then you have to run it in a big data center. And then even to collect that kind of a data and have to send it across, right? So it's not just like a simple program that's being run. It's a big project that actually happens, right? So anything, any model, right? That's the thing. AI, even if you want to do it, it's not just like a wand, like a magic wand, but it can do that kind of a thing, but we have to prepare the data and then run these things. So it's like, so ChatGPT release will be, again, the thing is for example, if I'm going to train again, but the result is going to be a little bit similar, right? Then I won't train it again. I'll be like, let me wait for some more time and then a different kind of a data comes and then only I'll train it. Because there's a lot of cost that is associated to training a model too.
Yeah. Ma'am, for example, if Siri is there, when we are calling only, Siri is listening. It is replying to us like, I am listening. But can't we train a model like to be a human friend to us? Means whatever we talk to.
Right? You can definitely do that. Then that is, you have to learn AI properly. Then you have to take it as a project and then do it, right? So that is the whole point. Like, it's also about who's going to buy your product. Or if you're going to start your own company, then you have to say, this is a company I want to do, this is a product I want to do. Then you have to invest in it, right? So all these things come into picture. So it's a project altogether. It can be done.
Yeah, Rohit, I think you got your answer, right?
Yeah, sir. Yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Now we have Usha. Please unmute yourself, Usha. Are you a student? Usha?
Good evening, ma'am. My name is Bhavesh. I'm studying 7th. I wanted to ask, other than AI and ML, what are the other trending technologies for AI?
There is AI, there is ML, there is blockchain that's coming up, there is IoT that's coming up. I mean, even gaming, which is a very interesting thing that's coming up, right? So there are several things that are coming up. So one is, see, the thing is, right, Bhavish, one is you have to understand that till next 10 years, what something is going to come, no one knows, right? So one is to, take some interest and then learn. And then something else new comes up, you can also diverge. That is totally there. So when I was doing my college, there is nothing called as AI and all that was there. It was not a big deal. But suddenly after 2015, 16, in the last 5, 6 years or 7 years, things have just changed a lot, right? So it's always good to pursue your interests first. And then you will see other stuff that are going to come up, which will also be, for which you'll have capability and then you'll be able to do it.
Definitely. And all
Okay,
the
ma'am.
yeah.
Thank
All
you.
the students who are pursuing their plus two, they don't know what job they're going to do.
No, everything is going to change. In 10 years, we don't know what's going to happen, right? We know what is going to happen next 2, 3 years.
Yes. We want to listen from the, all the participants. Anybody wanted to talk, please unmute yourself and share your feedback. Or guys, I said the 80 people are there in the, room. Please share your feedback. At least raise your hand and put your, how useful this webinar, what is the one thing that you learned from this session? Anyone? Any teacher, please? Yeah, Sharat Chandra again, please share your feedback, or you want to have a question?
Sir, I would like to share my feedback. Like, the session was really useful, sir. I've got literally no knowledge on this ML and all due to this preparations and all. I just now I got to know how I was living. I was living under the rock for the past 1.5 years or so. So this has kind of opened my eyes towards this AI and ML thing. So really thank you, ma'am, for this wonderful session. And ma'am, can you please elaborate what do you really do at your company, startup, and what are you developing?
Okay, so the thing is, I will not be able to explain completely because one is it's confidential, right? So we'll not be able to explain. But few things is, one, we are working on something called as document understanding. That is, given any document, it can be any, let's say, for example, rental agreement or maybe some other contract or whatever it is, right? Understanding that document and even taking out important information from it, right? So that's what we're working on. So I had a team of almost 15, 16 people now, right? So we have, it's an AI product, so it's a bigger team that we have. And we're working with 2 or 3 of the investors who are who are investing in us. So I'm not able to completely tell because of the confidentiality. But in Swiggy, when I joined in Swiggy, we didn't have a computer vision team. So when we came there, I started the computer vision team along with my boss and my manager and everything else. We did a lot of computer vision projects. Another thing is deep learning. A lot of people didn't know, or then they wanted to learn. So I was figuring out how else can we upskill our team to learn deep learning. So that's what we have done.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
And one more thing, Pavitra, Sarath is my student. He got a All India 63rd rank in UCD exam. Let us congratulate him.
Congrats, Sharath. Good job.
Yeah, he is going to be in IIT very soon.
Fantastic, Sharath. Awesome. Great.
Yeah, Usha, can you please unmute yourself and answer your question?
Hello?
Feedback, yes.
Ma'am, I'm Bhavesh again. I'm interested in gaming. So how can we use AI to help in the creation of games?
You should only tell me. What you do is you go to the next seminar, okay? But in AI and gaming, a lot of things happen with graphics, right? Because creation of the graphics AI helps a lot, especially in computer vision. So you should go to NVIDIA. NVIDIA does a lot of work in this. NVIDIA GPU, right? So they also do a lot of work. Yeah, go check out what NVIDIA is doing in AI and gaming.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, we are conducting an exclusive webinar on gaming. Please join on 26th. We'll learn more about it, right? Yeah, who else want to share your feedback? Please unmute yourself and please share your feedback. Anybody? Okay. So, anyone? Acha. So, Pavitra, it was amazing session. You stayed with us for almost 2 hours. We forgot the time. It was so knowledgeable. The session was really from the team at Bloom. I thank you so much. for your time, for your efforts, and you're answering questions just like that. Okay, that shows your expertise. I don't think you require a preparation also for this webinar, and that's very important. That shows your expertise, and I know that I came to know that your husband is also a data scientist, right? So do you guys share information, or do you solve?
No, sir, very difficult, sir. Don't start a company with your husband.
Okay, right.
No, but the thing is, we fight a lot, but
Okay.
we don't see like a lot of important things. We like he says something, I'll be like, okay, fine, maybe you are wrong, either you are wrong. But at the end of the day, it's more also about learning, and I think I learned a lot from him. So
that's very important. That's very important. So definitely, thank you so much, Pavitra, for wonderful information you shared. And my personal request is please share all those, links that you spoke about, because those things will help the students a lot. We are going to put all the links in the YouTube. They can browse from there. And I think all the students have filled the Google form for certificates. And definitely, thank you so much, guys, for joining. And especially, I thank all the faculty members from Raghu Engineering College who registered for the webinar and who encourage students to participate. And definitely, we are all fortunate to have Pavitra on our screen today. She shared all her experience and what are the job prospects and how you are going to be the next level in your career if you learn all the basics of mathematics, all that. Thanks so much, Pavitra, once again. You made
Thanks for the
our day
opportunity.
special, and this is one of the best webinars we conducted so far. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Right. Yeah, guys, this is all from my side. Definitely, we are going to see you on the next Sunday at 5 p.m. with another interesting session on cloud computing from again one industry expert, Dattatreya Reddy is going to share all his experience on cloud computing. We all know that cloud computing is also one of the best career options many students are looking forward. Thank you so much. It is a pleasure to conduct such webinars to help the students to excel in their career and be a part of this EdGroom. Really, if you like our platform, really you understood what EdGroom is doing, please share to your friends. Ask them to be a part of this wonderful platform. Thank you so much.